Shalom. First and foremost, I like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle elders, a great millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shati from the Chicago camp coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And this is happening in England, where it says paramedics are leaving in droves as ambulance callouts almost double. It says the number of calls for an ambulance in England have almost doubled since 2010, with warnings of record pressures on the NHS that are seeing A&E patients stuck in corridors and many paramedics quitting the job. Ambulance calls have risen by 10 times more than the number of ambulance workers, according to a new analysis of NHS data. An increase in people seeking emergency treatment, GPs unable to cope with demand, and cuts to preventative care are all being blamed for the figures. Okay, this is a scary thing, because this means that these paramedics are going out on so many calls that they don't have time to get themselves together. And you do this on a daily basis, where I don't know how it is over there, but I know in Chicago, the paramedics here work a whole day. They work 24 hours on and they get 3 days off. So you talking about a person coming in every shift, doing a whole bunch of calls. I'm sure most of them are probably nonsense, dealing with people that are becoming more angry, more bitter, more stupid, more incompetent. And then you got to deal with the politics of the job. This is a recipe for disaster. All this stuff is going to culminate in a time where there'll be one day where people will call the ambulance and nobody's going to show up. And that's a scary thought, to know that there may come a time where you might get sick, or your family member might get sick, or something happens where you or a family member get hurt. And when you call 911, there'll be nobody there to come. There'll be no one. It almost reminds me of The Purge, where there's no EMS whatsoever. And that's going to be a horrible day. Because some of you people, if there were no EMS, you all wouldn't make it a week. Because some of you are in conditions where you really can't do too much for yourself. You're either paralyzed, or you're restrained to a wheelchair, or you may have to go to dialysis. Whatever the case may be, many of you all do not have the means to take care of yourself. And many of these people have been so dumbed down over the years that they don't know how to take care of themselves. This is why the scripture says that what's it? Yep, Ecclesiasticus, sometimes referred to as Sirach 30 and 14. It says, better is the poor being sound and strong of constitution than a rich man that is afflicted in his body. And many people do not take care of their bodies. Okay? They violate the Lord's law, statutes, and commandments. In this case, I'm talking about our people, the Israelites. You violate the Lord's law, statutes, and commandments as it pertains to health. You let your body deteriorate in such a fashion where you become a prisoner in your own body and you become helpless and dependent on other people. Okay? It says health and a good state of body are above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth. Because when you take care of your body, when you know how to do certain exercises and stretching and things that involve mobility, when you know how to do those type of things, your body functions at a level where it's not easily getting sick. It's not easily able to be broken or beat down to such a state that it cannot do for itself. It says health and good state of body are above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth. There is no riches above a sound body, and no joy above the joy of the mind. When you actually have your mind, when your mind is set and it's good, and your body is set and good, there's no there's no greater experience to know that you as a person are complete and healthy in mind, body, and spirit. Okay? Not only that, when you learn about certain herbs, this also helps in the maintenance of your body. What's that one? I think that one's in the Apocrypha as well. Hold on, let me put this on pause and find it. Here it is, Ecclesiasticus 38 and 4. It says, Yahweh created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. Okay? There are certain herbs and things that the earth produces that if we are proactive in taking them, they also help in the maintenance and upkeep of our mind and our bodies. These are things that help to create a long, prosperous life. But many of our people do not adhere to this lifestyle. That's why it says when we scroll further down, it says, what is that? Verse 9, my son, in thy sickness be not negligent, but pray unto Yahweh and he will make thee whole. Because ultimately, the power to heal is in the Lord. But you have to do your part too. Okay? And many of our people are very slack when it comes to their health. Very much slack. You got our people will be like, man, my grandmama done ate bacon all her life and ain't nothing happened to her. Well, you're eating bacon and pork and all types of abominable things, and it's killing you. So are you gonna still keep that same mentality. Our people have a very destructive mindset as it pertains to their health. They've gotten to the point where it's like, I don't have to do anything. I can just call the doctor and he'll give me a pill. And once I get this pill, I no longer have high blood pressure. I can still eat what I want. It's like, no, no, it doesn't work that way. You have to, our people, you have to change many of your ways. And the thing is, a lot of our people just refuse to adhere to old fashioned, old school sound advice as it pertains to their health. And because of this is the reason why there are so many calls that these paramedics have to go on. So many of these calls that if people just took care of themselves, they'd be in a better case. But because these folks can't take care of themselves and don't want to take care of themselves, this has put a heavy strain on EMS, so much to the point where these paramedics are just getting burnt out. There's not one man or woman that can go on their shift and work a whole day and deal with idiots and then deal with serious stuff day in and day out on a high level and be able to function like a normal human being. Because you have to remember, these paramedics have to go back home. Some of these paramedics have families. You telling me a paramedic has to get up every single day, deal with the bullshit of the politics on their job and their bosses, then they got to deal with some dumbass people, and then you got to deal with violent people, and then you have to sometimes see the absolute worst in humanity, and then you expect them to do that day in and day out and then go back to their families? Have no rest on the job, barely have any rest when they get home? Oh, we're not forgetting if you get forced to work on your day off. You folks don't realize what's going on. And at this rate, the day is going to come where you're going to pick up that phone and they're going to tell you, we have no ambulances available. What are you going to do then? So that's all I want to say on this. I hope you all were edified. Until the next time, we're going to say shalom.